feel like I have a halo on my face. Here we go. We are up and live in here for everybody. How are we doing this evening? We are going to be doing the premiere of the After the Race podcast series. We're going to be talking about what happened at Indianapolis Roval today. I am not going to be doing Heat 5 tonight. Because I just don't feel like doing it. Heat 5 is really not doing that well on this channel anymore. Don't get me wrong. We're not going to get rid of Heat 5. We're still going to play it, but it's not going to be as often. How are we doing tonight? Busch's finishes 10th after the fire on pit road. Yes, I am aware of that. It was a crazy day of racing at Indianapolis, as always. It's turned from being a chilled out race through stage one to the final restart being a absolute cluster of cars trying to survive. And that's why I think Ross Chastain took the took NASCAR's little forbidden path there. No Sonic, no ooh. Yes, we agree with that. So what's going on Asphalt? What's going on ANW? What's going on NASCAR 27? What's going on Sebastian? How are we doing tonight? What are your thoughts on the race? Go ahead and drop them down below here, and then we're going to get into pretty much the race itself and the breakdown of it. There is really, really a lot to talk about after this race, though. And about how NASCAR's on thought outness really came into play today. Tyler Reddick failed the inspection. Drew Dollar wins. Okay, you better not be playing with me about that. So the race winner, Tyler Reddick, scored his second win of the season coming at a road course, believe it or not. And of course, this is the second road course win for Tyler Reddick. A lot of people are saying and speculating, oh, Tyler Reddick may be the next road course ringer, maybe the next road course warrior. Honestly, I think that's a little bit too far-fetched. It's only the second road course race that Tyler Reddick has won at, but again, that could very well actually be true. Again, we don't know that. We never know. Bring back the normal Indy. Really bad, a spin on the first lap and no cautions. You know, NASCAR, and I have been realizing this as I watch the races more and more, particularly and very, very closely, they have not been throwing cautions for half of the wrecks. Half of the wrecks, and over, I think, pretty much over 70% of the wrecks today that happened were not caution worthy. NASCAR is being very, very, I think they're doing well with not throwing cautions. They're finding the consistency of when something happens, they draw the line whether or not they're going to throw a caution, and they should not throw a caution. Larson flew into Ty Dillon, should have been the title, would have got a lot more views. Well, we're starting up a new podcast series on this channel, and we're going to be talking about the race after the race, and of course during the evening hours, and my reactions and my thoughts of it. What are you guys going to give the race on a scale of 1 to 10 today? I put that poll out earlier. It did decently well. Why is there only 4 people watching? What is up with us right now, dude? Our viewer rate is very, very low tonight. Everyone, we are live after the race podcast. Everyone, we are live after the race podcast first stream. All right, there we go. I didn't get a notification. Did you guys really not get notifications? Are notifications really being this screwed up right now? Because sometimes notifications are working and sometimes they're not. I don't know what's going on. I need to find a better niche. But yeah, Larson's wreck today, it could have been bad if we didn't have the safety we had in our next gen cars. That could have very, very, very well been a bad wreck, and I'm very, very happy it did not turn into that wreck. That was pretty crazy though. So Front Row Motorsports, let's get into this. A lower class team. They did pretty well today. Obviously Front Row and Michael McDowell comes from a street course racing background, but he did pretty decent today, quite honestly, for the equipment that he was in. What's going on, Riddick Fan 8? How you doing? Did some of y'all get a notification for this? If we didn't, make sure you go like that. Hit that like button as well. I'd appreciate that. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. And obviously, Kyle Larson being the birthday boy did not get away easy at all. Can Tyler Reddick not be sponsored by, I don't know, Tyler Reddick? He's probably going to get new sponsors when he goes to 2311 Racing. He's probably going to get sponsored by McDonald's and Monster Energy and all that stuff. Since they're already kind of affiliated in that niche, I can guarantee you that Tyler Reddick is going to get some brand new sponsors. But make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. That way we can get this stream out here to people. I really do not know why my notifications aren't working and there's only 4 people on the stream. It's kind of embarrassing considering this channel is growing with so many subscribers. But AJ Allmendinger, if y'all did not see that, that was actually some crazy stuff. We're going to get into that now. AJ Allmendinger was wearing a cool suit, and it was not working that well. I heard some of the commentators said it's almost like a plastic bag that is around you. Because apparently it feels like a plastic trash bag. So AJ Allmendinger, after the race, he almost fell to the ground, passed out. After that last restart, I think Logano sent it like 69 wide or pretty much like 5 wide in all honesty. And that made Ross Chastain go on to the access road and cut it in front, all that stuff. Hi, Looney, what's going on? Hendrick Racing 9, how you doing? Welcome on in. Don't worry, NASCAR gal, you're late. Don't worry about it. Make sure you smack that like button as well. Next week, we will maybe be having Erica Maroli on the After the Race podcast. I also put a nice thumbnail together. Indy sucks. Elliott wrecked because of Byron. You know, honestly, I think no. I don't think it was necessarily because of that. They were all shoving. Everybody on that final restart. The first turn is not designed for NASCAR. I think everybody knows that. The first turn at the Indy road course is not designed for NASCAR stock cars. It does not matter what kind of car you have. Actually, it really doesn't matter what kind of car you have. It depends on how actually aggressive you're being. And everybody is trying to outbrake each other. And when you have 40 cars there almost, it does not work out well. It does not. When you have, no matter how many cars you have, if you have 40 cars going into the same turn at the same time or on the same exact speed, trying to outbrake and trying to send and go faster than the person in front of them, it's not going to be good. And it doesn't not matter. Does not matter. It's not going to be good, period. You know what I'm saying? Looney, I got to go to the Indy Road Course Xfinity Series. It's not as bad as real life. You know, not bad in real life. The Xfinity Series race I thought was pretty interesting. We're going to move on to the Xfinity Series race since we're going to be basically going over the whole Indy weekend experience here. And we're going to be doing this for weeks to come. So make sure to smack that like button as well. I'd appreciate that. Show your support. Let's try to get to 20 likes by the time the stream is done with. So obviously, AJ Allmendinger coming out of the Xfinity Series this weekend as a winner. He almost swept until the last restart. He got shoved into the grass. I'm not sure. I believe Logano sent it like 9 wide. Or I think it was seriously about 7 or 8 wide. He sent it 8 wide, and then into that corner, he tried to keep it essentially, and then he ended up wrecking everybody almost, and everyone got forced, and everybody was forcing each other. It was a hot mess, and a lot of people are making memes. It was almost like a clown show, I guess you could say that. What's going on, Ted Cruz? Again, I hope y'all's nights are going pretty well. But yes, Ross Chastain ends up getting disqualified. He's the last person to finish on the lead lap, which I believe was 28th place. Cody Ware got a top 10 today in stage 2 at Indianapolis Roval, which I thought was pretty funny. I made a post on my community tab about that earlier. Again, the amount of spins today. Now we're going to move on to this on my little trusty dusty notepad right here. The amount of spins today were absolutely crazy. 27th or 28th, I believe. Yeah, 27 cars, around roughly like 10 cars DNF, I'm pretty sure. The 24th at the end, he finished 24th. I'm not sure. I'm seeing 28th on the NASCAR tracker, but whatever. The amount of spins today were absolutely ridiculous. I mean, we go to the first lap, right? The first lap, I believe Justin Haley spun out going into the first corner. Laps later, Denny Hamlin gets into the grass, spins out. Ross has issues early on in the race. It was just crazy. And then throughout the race, there's many spins. NASCAR has found consistency. If Austin Dillon, we're going to get into this now. If Austin Dillon did not get stuck into the gravel pit, or basically the kitty litter, as I like to say, NASCAR would not have thrown the caution. That would not have been caution. The race probably would have ended maybe even underneath a green flag if that did not happen, because everybody would have been most likely more spaced out than usual. But Austin Dillon gets stuck in the grass, gets stuck in the gravel, and it causes NASCAR to go ahead and throw the caution because he was stuck there for about 20 seconds. NASCAR, there's 3-car wreck. Road courses are big enough to the point where everyone can get their stuff back on track and you don't got to worry about it. The only thing you tend to worry about is debris. But hey, that doesn't seem to be as much as a problem. Austin Dillon is wrecking for a sense of in his show. Really? Phew. Man, oh man, he got stuck in the gravel there. It's not fun when you do that, I'm pretty sure. And then we're underneath it was almost a red flag, that wreck, because there was so much gravel on track. The cars were having issues avoiding it and not getting it underneath the tires. It could have really affected someone's end of the race, because when he got back on the track, all of the pebbles and all the dirt was falling back onto the track, and it was really ruining some people's tires. Austin Cindric is a menace, dude. Oh my God. Austin Cindric went over to Tyler Reddick at the end of the race and went ahead and congratulated him. Y'all seen everybody's copying Tony Stewart's win celebration. Tyler Reddick climbed the fence at Indy. I didn't see Tyler Reddick kiss the bricks yet, though. That is one thing I did not see. I probably missed that on the broadcast. I'm guessing. Most likely I did. But what would y'all rate the race today? And a lot of people are saying, oh, well, they should bring back – they should bring back the oval, the Indy Oval. You know what? I feel like they should do a rotation every other year. 1 year should be Indy Road Course. 1 year should be the Roval. 1 year should be the Road Course. 1 year should be the Roval. I think they should mix it up, and they should have that kind of inconsistency of what they do with that personally. I think it would be probably a smart idea for NASCAR to go ahead and do that, because honestly, I don't know. Looney, what is your favorite driver? Michael McDowell is my favorite driver. He finished, I believe, 8th today. He finished within the top 10, so I'm happy about that. Todd Gilliland finishes, I believe, 6th, right outside of the top 5, a career best finish for Todd today. So that was pretty cool to see that, honestly. Will Elliott win a road course this season? So this honestly kind of screwed up Chase Elliott's top 5 streak, or top 3 streak, I should really say. If y'all have not already, make sure to go and smack that like button. I would appreciate. They should do that, Looney. They should really alternate the races every other year. That way they keep it different. 1 year people are going to want to see the boring one. 1 year people want to see the fun road course. I feel like Indianapolis road course is the one road course that has me at the end of the race on my feet. It reminds me of a super speedway, as if maybe that's because AJ Allmendinger is always up in the front there, and I always want AJ to win. Or it's one of my favorite drivers tends to be decent there, and he's gonna be up front. But I feel like that track always keeps me coming back to it. Really, it really does. I feel as if remember when Cody Ware was in the top 10. Cody Ware actually finished, I believe, 10th in stage 2 today. So that was good on Cody Ware's part. That was really, really, really good on Cody Ware. But make sure you go ahead and hit that like button. I'd appreciate it. Whew, man, but the real question is, should we go back to the normal Indy road course, normal Indy layout? I mean, a lot of people are going to say we should, but I really don't think we should, honestly. Kyle Busch was mentioning something earlier about the race, so we had a little bit of an update on Kyle Busch's contract problems, it seemed as if. So we got a little bit of feedback here from Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch did not confirm anything that he has found and struck a deal with his sponsorship, but he said maybe. And he was mentioning something about Kevin Harvick and Stewart-Haas Racing, about how Harvick would love for Kyle Busch to go over there and race for Stewart-Haas Racing and be his teammate and retire out there with him. But honestly, I don't know. But at least we know he was happy today. I felt like he kind of knew he had something going on, but he appreciated that people do want him still in the sport. And I think that coming from Harvick really, really made Kyle Busch's day, honestly. Will you do a NASCAR 5 live stream tonight? Maybe after this. I'm not entirely sure if I want to do Heat 5. Make sure you go and smack that like button. I would appreciate that. If y'all want us to keep the After the Race podcast up like this, make sure I'll go ahead and do that. Bubba Wallace today, believe it or not, walked away with another top 5. Bubba Wallace is doing surprisingly well recently. He is performing up to his equipment standards, which I really, really like to see. I mean, this is the time to do it as well. This season, he's been doing a lot better than a lot better than normal. And I don't know if y'all have realized that, but he really is doing pretty well. So props to Bubba Wallace and that 2311 racing team. I think he's finally finding some consistency and some momentum, and he's doing well. I wish they still did the Indy race that wasn't the road course. Some people don't like the road course. Some people just don't like the road course. I don't know why. I like the road course. But again, for the people that do not like the road course, I believe they should do it every other year. They should do the road course race, then they should do the oval configuration. The road course race, then the oval configuration. That way, it gives some fans what they want, some fans what they want. Some fans don't really like it. Some fans are iffy, but they'll take it because it's still racing at Indianapolis. Now, we could go over at the Indy Sports Park over there and race where the trucks race. Now, that would be really crappy, but at least we're racing at Indianapolis. You know what I'm saying? I guess people understand how big that really is. But what did y'all think about the truck race? If anybody watched the truck race, Brett Infinger won that one at the Tech Park. It was pretty interesting, honestly. There's some rivalries there with John Hunter Newenchak and between some other drivers. It was crazy, man. This week's racing has been freaking amazing, though. I really liked the road course today. Was it kind of iffy? Was it kind of crappy? Yeah, but it had me up on the end, edge of my seat at the end of the race, and that's what I really look for. Going into these races, I really look to be up on the edge of my seat and be able to see it. I'm sad that Matt didn't get a top 10. He got 11. I know Matt was so close of getting a top 10 finish, but he fell one short and got 11th. Matty D, man, he has some of the worst luck. Kevin Harvick as well was one of the people that were involved in the incident, got taken out of the race a little bit earlier on of the stage 3, a little bit earlier on. And that birthday boy, Kyle Larson, again, we're going to touch on this. Kyle Larson took such an incredible hard hit. I'm being honest with you. That was very, very hard hit that Larson took. And for a minute, I didn't think he was all right. Same with Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon was actually the car that got struck. They talked after the race. They were cool. Actually, Kyle Larson sprinted over to Ty Dillon's car to make sure that he was all right, which I thought that was a very, very nice move by Kyle Larson. I was surprised he was actually able to do that and wasn't a little bit woozy after that wreck, but that just shows you how good these cars are really and how much these cars have progressed in their safety. But unfortunately, I think Kurt Busch just got the worst of it, man. Ty Gibbs, I think, got 23rd today. Yeah, that was amazing sportsmanship done by Kurt, I think, for sure there. Not for Kurt, done by Kyle Larson for sure. And Ty Dillon walked away, and he was all right. They both forgave each other. It was ARCA breaks. Nothing you can do when it comes to stuff like that. Ty Gibbs got 17th today. He got 17th. All right. I think he got stage 1. He got 26th. In the second stage, he got somewhere in the 20s. Bubba Wallace, though, walked away with a 5th place finish. Again, I'm really surprised that Bubba has been on such a roll lately. But, hey, man, Bubba on a uptick, I guess. Bubba on a uptick. And I don't really think that's that bad. I think it's pretty interesting. Yeah, it was good sportsmanship, though, by Kyle Larson for sure. Anything else that we really need to go ahead and mention? Oh, my God, that light is horribly bright. Anything else that we really got to mention? I don't really think so. I think that's about it. We touched on about everything that race. Just remember, don't do burnouts on the bricks at Indianapolis. Bubba on a roll at the wrong time. Playoffs about to start. Yeah, I wish Bubba would have been doing this earlier because now Bubba's going to have to be on the roll to the point where he needs to win a race to get in to the playoffs, which is kind of Ryan Blaney with his tires. Ryan Blaney has had horrible luck lately. I don't know what it is. Is Ryan Blaney going to go for wins or is he going to go for points? And that's what I heard some of the NBC commentators saying today. He needs to figure out what he's really in it for and what he's trying to do coming into these final races of the regular season. Now, the question here is Tyler Reddick going to win at Watkins Glen? Not next weekend, not the weekend after, but I think the weekend after that. There is still one more road course on the schedule before NASCAR starts their playoffs. Will he pick up a victory at Watkins Glen? Honestly, could he be the new road course ringer? I have no idea. I think it's very well that Tyler Reddick could be the new road course ringer, but I haven't seen enough out of Reddick yet to really decide whether or not I think he is that road course ringer material or not. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Dude, I'm just wondering, why is there only 4 peeps in the stream? What is up? Elliott's going to win at Watkins Glen, you think? Maybe. Really? knows though, with some of these races this year, it's just been so unpredictable, dude. What is up with only 5 p.m.? I guess no one likes the after the race podcast streams. Oh man, I guess we're gonna have a hard time with these. Jeez, man, oh man, Elliot's gonna win the championship. Honestly, man, I think that has a. I think you have a good point on that. I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna do Heat 5 later. I don't think I really want it. I'm kind of disappointed by no one's coming to my podcast stream. Elliot has been falling off at road course. No, he really hasn't been actually. Elliot did very, very well. I mean, in the closing laps at Road America, Elliot was most likely going to win. Tyler Reddick got past him. And Elliot also at, I believe it was today, yeah, he had a great opportunity to win. But once again, Elliot, I'm not even an Elliot fan here, but I will say this. Elliot got pretty screwed over by Elliot just got screwed over by the system. It's not looking like not looking like I got a notification on my 2 other accounts. So maybe this is just slow because no one got a noti. I'm not entirely sure. Only a few of y'all did. It's probably just the ones that are in here, honestly. I don't know. He gets screwed by Byron. I don't think he really got screwed by Byron today. It's just because Byron was there. I think that, yeah, he kind of got slightly screwed over by Byron. But I don't think it was all Williams' fault. I really don't. Yeah, it doesn't look like we got like a full actual notification for this, which kind of fucking sucks, not going to lie. But whatever, what are you going to do about it? But yeah, I don't think he got that screwed over by William Byron. I think William Byron was just there and he got spun over into that lane. And that's kind of what happened. I'm not entirely sure. What's going on, Brent? How you doing? Welcome on to the stream. Y'all not smack the shit out of the like button. Feel free to go ahead and do so. But yeah, man, it's just been a mess in NASCAR's top series lately. At the road courses, I feel as if we're discovering a new rule almost every day here. It's every road course race. It's kind of amazing, isn't it? Not really. The lack of inconsistency is just horrible. I think NASCAR is being a little bit more consistent, but it's not much better, honestly. My app crashed. Of course it did. When does YouTube never fail on everybody? Oh, boy. Yeah, man. Phew. What an L crowd tonight for the podcast, bro. I thank you for all y'all for commenting. I do appreciate that. Just a little bit disappointed that no one else tuned in, really. It's kind of a shame, honestly. I was looking forward to at least 10 people. That's kind of scary here for this channel. I mean, why do we have 2,000 subs and only have 6 people in the stream? So hold on. We were gaining so many subscribers every day. It's just no one wants to come in streams. Off-topic questions. Do you have any next-gen guys? Diecast? Not yet. I've been searching for them, and I have failed to find any yet. So unfortunately, no. But I will get some of those new NASCAR Authentics soon. Do you got NBA 2K on PS4? I don't play any 2K games. I do not play 2K. I do not play 2K. It's sad. We have 2K. We have 2,000 subscribers, man. 26 people watching. That is kind of scary. I hope we're not falling off. Oh, no. But yeah, I don't have any next-gen diecast yet, unfortunately. But Tyler Reddick, again, scores the victory today. I don't know what's up with everyone stealing Tony Stewart's no, we're not falling off, though. We get hundreds of views on each video, even sometimes thousands on our shorts, and we get thousands of votes on the community poll. So I'm not really scared. We should be good. It's just, I guess, no one really wants to watch no one really wants to watch the podcast, per se. I got Chase Elliott's Pocono car from last week. They sold it at the track. Oh, you lucky person, dude. You lucky. You got to get the cars from in person. Oh, my Lord. I got Michael McDowell's Daytona 500 win back at Daytona, which was pretty nice, honestly. I really like that car. None of y'all tuning in. How we doing tonight? How we doing? What was the craziest part of the race? I honestly think, again, every time we go to Indianapolis Motor Speedway on the road course, every time we floor the gas pedals into that final lap, it feels like, or the final 2 laps, I should actually say, it feels, I'm always on my feet. I'm always ready for some motherfucking action because I know it's going to be crazy because 40 different cars going, 40 different speeds. It's trying to outbreak each other. It's just craziness. What's going on, Phenomen? Sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly. How you doing? I got the last Chase Briscoe Mahindra Tractor's car at Indy. That is nice. I mean, I bet they were selling out because, again, Chase Briscoe is from Indiana, and he may have a lot of fans at that racetrack. All the Targets and Walmarts near me keep restocking Wave 1. Same with me. I don't know why. Wave 1 must be popular, or they just cannot get a Wave 2 with a NASCAR 2022 Authentics. If I'm correct, I'm going to the Las Vegas race in the playoffs. Then, yeah, that's the next Las Vegas race. Have fun there. It's supposed to be a pretty good race, honestly. Las Vegas never disappoints. It's always one of those good, simple tracks that always provides somewhat good racing. And I forgot to say this, but Indianapolis reminds me of one track. Completely off topic. It reminds me of one track while we're into this podcast here. It reminds me of one track. You know what that track is? Kentucky. The racing itself there can be really boring, but it always provides a crazy, dramatized finish at the end. 2020, for example. Cole Custer comes out of nowhere, 3-4 wide, and ends up going down victory lane there in 2020. And then 2019, I believe it was Kurt Busch and Kyle Busch, crazy racing. It was intense, almost wrecked. It was crazy, personally. It was some good racing. It just reminds me of Kentucky so much, this Indianapolis race on the road course, the final restarts, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. You know, if Bell never blew a tire, if Bell's tire never came apart after an incident, none of that would have happened. I guarantee you Kyle Reddick would have just drove away with the win, and not so awesome Chase from Dawsonville would have probably got second, I believe, in that. I mean, honestly. So we're going to just do a little poll in chat here just to spice it up, of course. Was the 2022 Indy Roval race good? Do you think it was good? Yes, or do you not think it was so hot? I personally thought it was a pretty good race. It was it stayed intense. It stayed somewhat decent throughout it. I only fell asleep because I was really, really tired through I don't know, maybe a little bit towards the end of stage 2, but I got right back awake. No, it was halfway through stage 3. It got a little bit boring, but I stayed through it and I watched it. And honestly, again, the racing and the endings of Indianapolis during the road course races are always so crazy. Got cars spitting out. And, a lot of people don't like constant cars wrecking, and I don't either. I really think it's kind of crappy, honestly, when everybody wrecks and all that kind of stuff happens. But I personally I like sometimes when that kind of stuff happens. We need a little drama. We need a clown show every once in a while. And I'm not saying every weekend. I don't think that's right. Every weekend to have cars wrecking in and out and having crazy incidents like that. But I think every once in a while, it's refreshing to see that. It was refreshing to see an intense finish at a road course and not see a leader win by 5 seconds or 4 seconds. And that's what I feel like the Indy road course actually really brings to the schedule. It brings that opportunity to have intense finishes, battles for the lead, spins. And that's why I think that they should keep it on the schedule, honestly. Going into this, I really thought they should not have it on the schedule. But this race right here really, really, really changed my mind. But there was a little bit too many spins throughout the race. Don't get me wrong. It was kind of getting repetitive. But I found value that NASCAR did not throw cautions for those unless it was actually needed. If it was actually needed, I understand it because an incident kind of like Austin Dillon's caution was needed because he could not get out. That was a safety issue. But again, if Christopher Bell's tire never, did what, that probably would not have ended like that race. My experience at Indy was actually much better than the last race. Had less wrecks and much intensity. Yes, that's what I'm saying. The Indy road course brings intensity to the road course racing, and it brings intensity to that track. Okay, at the end of the race, again, I'm going to say this for the 1,000th time. Always at the end of the race, I get up on my feet and I'm always cheering. And I don't know whether or not that's because the race is intense or that's the fact that AJ Allmendinger is up front, who is one of my favorites. I don't know. But the racing is always intense. You never know who's going to win. There's always some crazy names up there, like Michael McDowell. Obviously, comes from a street course racing background. Kind of applies that to road courses, so that's great. And yeah, honestly, it brings interesting and more diverse racing to NASCAR, I think, and gives us a refreshing racing environment. If y'all have not already, all 80 y'all, go and smack that like button. I would appreciate that. Trying to get to 20 likes by the end of the stream. Drop your thoughts, drop your opinions down below on the Indianapolis race. 1 point of you guys voted that it wasn't so hot of a race, and 10 of y'all voted on that the race was somewhat decent. And again, honestly, 10 of y'all tuned in. I thought the race today was good, besides some of the spinouts that happened. Besides some of them, I think NASCAR handled them pretty decently. Besides a few of them, they were a little bit inconsistent, and NASCAR should have more rules going into this race. This race has one more assigned date, obviously in 2024. It's unofficial whether or not this track is going to be on the schedule for next season. If Ty Dillon was not there, Larson would have dug into the barrel roll, yes. Again, I'm not really surprised that these cars are having that issues. And that Kyle Larson wreck almost reminded me of the Ross Chastain wreck that happened, or when he got kind of airborne at Texas, and half of his car was up in the air and the other half was on the ground. And that also reminded me a little bit of the crazy Chris Buescher wreck at Charlotte. That was a crazy incident that happened that day. If y'all have not voted on the poll, feel free to go and do so. But that was a crazy wreck that day. Looking back on it, that was an interesting incident that took place. Karkin Gaming. So yeah, I don't know. But if y'all have not smacked that like button, feel free to. We're 9 away from 20. I would appreciate if we get to that goal. If we get 20 likes, then we're for sure going to keep the After the Race podcast series going. It was exciting. It's just way too aggressive of a track. Oval is still way better. Honestly, hot take there. Personally, I think that it's just right. But, honestly, it's not that the track is necessarily aggressive. It's that the track is not specifically designed for NASCAR in general. And it's not designed for any series to be taking it 5 to 6 wide in the first turn. Logano made excuse my grammar here. Logano made a reckless move doing that. I think he kind of stirred up the back of the field and got everybody antsy, caused people to go different directions. And I think that's what happened right there. So I don't know, but that's my thought on that. If people need to be a little bit more, and I can't say this because it's the last lap, people need to be a little bit more less aggressive going into the first turn. They need to understand that there's different areas on the track that have passing zones. It's not just the first zone. Yes, the first turn has some of the best passing areas, but it's not necessarily the smartest decision because we're bringing out caution. We need the oval back. Hot take. I have a poll up on the main community poll section, whether or not they should bring back the normal oval, or if the normal oval is better than the road course. I have that up on the community poll. Go over there and check that one out. I think that everyone was getting much piled up, so Logano tried to make his own lane. I don't blame Logano. Honestly, yeah, I think Logano was trying to do his best, but then when he tried to merge back in, it wasn't doing so well. Then Ross Chastain took the commitment road, or whatever it's called, NASCAR's little magical wonderland path, and that happened. That whole stupid incident. NASCAR needs to have a more specific rule book, I think, honestly, when it comes to racing on a track that has a 3-year date. It's not like it was Road America where it was re-signed on every year. No, this is Indianapolis Roval. You have it on here three times, and this is a big race. You need to expect someone to take that commitment road, and you need to expect to have a rule in place for when that happens, not just slap an unofficial penalty on there. He was scored second for the race, but it took them a whole lap and a half to figure out whether or not he was going to get penalized. That should be a quick decision. That should have already been there, and I think that was lame of NASCAR. NASCAR needs to do a better job on that. Ross Chastain found a secret tunnel. Yes, when they showed the replay, it was crazy. How you doing, Brian? How you doing? Again, this is a brand new series, After the Race podcast series with Looney69. We'll be doing these more often. We're going to be doing these with other YouTubers. We're going to be featuring maybe Eric Amaroli next week. We'll be going on his channel. Then we'll be going over here. Every other week we'll translate. If he follows through with our little deal that we got going on, I don't know if it's going to follow through or not. but we're working on a podcast system between our two channels, reviewing the races and stuff like that. 14 votes over on the poll. If you've not smacked that like button, feel free to do so. But yes, again, the massive amount of spins today. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was just drivers spinning their car out, but I do value NASCAR for not throwing a caution for every single spin. There's times where NASCAR needs to throw the caution, and there's times when not. NASCAR's kind of in the 50, like the 45, maybe 55 section where they figured out 55%. We know when to throw the caution. 45% is like, I really don't know when to throw the caution and when it's necessary. But I think NASCAR's finding that consistency when to throw the caution. And I've been watching these past few races, and I think they've been doing very, very good with that. I would like to see Stenhouse's car camera footage from Ty Dillon. Yeah, Ty, he came close to that wreck. He was right there. And Kyle, he watched – excuse the voice crack. He watched that wreck happen. Larson went in the corner about, I don't even know, that had to be at least 145 to 155 to 160 miles. It was anywhere from 145 to 165 miles per hour. All right, he went in that corner fast. Think about going down the straightaway and then not having a brake pedal. Ty Dillon was Kyle Larson's brake pedal. It was kind of like almost like a full send on NASCAR Heat 5, but in real life. That was bad. I should make a controller disconnection meme. That would be beautiful. Hashtag Todd Gilligan. Dude, Todd Gilligan, we're going to talk about this again today. Todd has been doing so incredibly well, and I am so very happy for Todd that he's been able to find that consistency at Indy Road Course. Obviously, he's ran pretty well there before in trucks, but he really, when trucks ran there and stuff like that, and also in other series other than NASCAR and how he works. I take that back. Trucks has never ran there, but he's ran well there in other sanctioned series. So Todd actually has a racing experience at that track. And I think Todd is very, very well at that track. And I think he's going to find a consistency niche there. I really do think he's gonna. He just needs to keep up the great work. And that shows that Todd has road course racing experience. Front row motorsports drivers aren't only super speedway dominant. They have road course talent too. Todd finished almost in the top 5. Michael McDowell comes home with an 8th place finish after getting sent. I personally don't think that's as bad as people label front row motorsports to be. People are saying that Chase Elliott got screwed out in the restart. He got spun, and other people would be fine. It's just proof that Chase Elliott's based. But you know what? NASCAR is not biased. I'm going to say this real quick here. NASCAR is not biased. NASCAR did not throw the caution for Chase Elliott. And I'm going to say this because some people think that this did happen. NASCAR did not throw the caution for Chase Elliott. They threw the caution because Austin Dillon. I don't even know the difference between the two, really. It's hard to tell. Austin Dillon got stuck in the gravel. He got stuck in the kitty litter or whatever you want to call it. He could not move. It was a safety violation. NASCAR had to throw the caution, so NASCAR threw the caution. They threw the yellow. Yellow flag was waving. It was not because Chase Elliott wrecked. No, the caution would have never came out if that was just Chase Elliott and 2 or 3 other drivers wrecking because they had enough time to get back on track. They had enough time, and they were safe. Driver safety matters the most, and I see NASCAR has been putting that first lately, which I really do value. What's going on, Failboy? How you doing? Really, they look the same. They look the same, but they do have a bit of there's a difference in the talent between the two. It's pretty obvious. Again, if y'all can hit that like button, I would appreciate it. If you want to hit the like button, that means basically that you enjoy the After the Race podcast series that I am going to be doing on this channel from now on. After every NASCAR weekend, we're going to be hosting a Looney 6'9" After the Podcast series, and this will either be on I think we're gonna have a guest on the channel next week. It's gonna be Eric Amaroli. If y'all know who he is, he has over 2,000 subscribers. Pretty popular kid. Should say a young man at this point, just like me. He's a pretty cool guy. He'll be on the channel soon. Will you want to play Fall Guys? Maybe later. I found out Joey Logano is subscribed to the official Hot Wheels channel. Oh my gosh. Really? Maybe probably because of his son, I'm guessing. Probably because of his son. I remember his son fell off a scooter at Talladega. They were showing it when there was a rain delay when Bubba won. They were showing earlier on, and Joey Logano's son fell off a scooter. I remember when Bubba Wallace fell off a scooter at COTA back in like 2020. Or was it 2021? I don't even remember. 2022, my bad. Excuse me. Most likely his son. So, what are the thoughts on the race? Do you think we should return to Indianapolis Roval in 2024? Or do you think that they should Gut that off the schedule, bring back the oval. And here's my opinion. I think they should alternate it. That way, neither one gets stale. I think they should do 1 year Indy Roval, 1 year Indy Oval, 1 year Indy Road Course, 1 year Indy Roval, 1 year Indy Road Course, 1 year Indy Roval. I think they should alternate the two and then maybe make it Indy Road Course, then make it all Indy Roval. I don't know. I think they should just alternate the two back and forth. That way they don't get stale. One like away from 20 likes. Hit the shit out of that like button because I can see it's people are getting tired of the road course. Honestly, this is again. I enjoyed this race more than last season's race, probably because there wasn't a car spinning out every other lap on a curb. But there was still a car spinning out every other lap, but there was not a caution for it. This race got done in a very, very timely fashion, which I do value that a lot. Of course, sometimes time doesn't always agree with racing, especially in NASCAR. We need the oval. Okay, hot take there. I think that's a good comment, though. We need the oval. All right, maybe we get the oval back. So that's one for the oval. Will you ever do a podcast for the Xfinity and Truck Series? So on this channel, it's going to be everything. We're going to touch briefly. We touched briefly on Grant Ingfinger's, I believe, win at the Truck Series at Indianapolis Motor Park. He got his, I don't know what win on the season. Sorry about the lag. I don't know what win on the season he got. I don't even think he has a win this season, Grant Ingfinger. I'm not sure. Chastain at the end, though. Yeah, Chastain. It was never clearly stated in the rule book. Never. Okay, dude. Why is my stream so laggy? What's going on, Brian? How you doing? What's going on, KFB Nation? Hopefully you're all right from that car wreck yesterday. But NASCAR never clearly stated this in the rule book. It was never clearly stated. He took the little magical fantasy road. He cut out in front of Reddick. He was battling with Reddick. He battled Reddick very, very respectfully, I believe. And he was trying to avoid a wreck in the making. Maybe if Chastain was there, that was going to be a wreck. But he wasn't there, and we didn't see what happened. My comment was hard by Eric Stepp recently on his video. That's awesome. Mickey Mouse. Honestly, I don't really know. I think that it was kind of just the penalty, but I also think NASCAR should have a clear rule when it comes down to racing and especially at the roller, because there's so much different cuts to the track, especially that one section that people take. I think there should be a little bit more enforcement. I think there should kind of be barrels there because this is the problem. Hot take. Ty Dillon saved Kyle's life. If he hadn't stopped, he would have gone full speed into the wall. That could have been a concussion. You know, we've seen Kurt Busch with a concussion out for hitting the wall backwards, taking a hard look at the wall backwards at Pocono last weekend, and now obviously that could have been very bad, I believe, for Larson. If he wasn't there, yes, Ty did save Larson from at least a headache, I think. We should race 1 lap on the oval and 1 lap on the road course every lap in Indy. You think they should switch it up? Oh my gosh. I don't know how that would go, but NASCAR has their ways, I guess. So that would be a mess. That would be such a mess, especially for cars that are lapped down. How would they know who's taking the oval? And no, I don't even want to think about that. Oh my gosh. That is so confusing. We should race one. I don't even know. Ross took an L. Yeah, pretty much. NASCAR penalized him. I saw Cody Ware hit the tent. Cody Ware hit the tent. Yes, y'all know Cody Ware finished P10 in stage 2, claiming his 1 official stage point. So that was that, essentially. But yeah, I was honestly kind of surprised that Cody Ware was actually able to claim a top 10 finish. Excuse my internet here. I know the stream is quite laggy, but please bear with me. It will get better as we go on. The great idea that how Todd and Burton will win. Dude, Burton had a career finish today too. I think Burton got 5th. Maybe he got 5th. I think he got a top 5. I think he was right in front of Todd, which Todd got a 6th place finish. I know Todd for sure got a 6th place finish. I don't know where Burton got. I think Burton got 5th, if I am correct. Burton got 3rd? Wow, he got a podium. Holy shiznit. Great finish for Harrison Burton. Running that number 21 car, making it proud again. Todd got 6. Todd got 6. P3 for Burton. Todd got 6. I know Todd got 6. Todd did not get a top 5. He got 6th place. I remember seeing it on the TV. Wow, P4 for Todd. Todd got P4. Are you sure about that? Not from what I've seen. He got 4th. Okay, then I am wrong. The official scoring, then yeah, that messes it up. Oh, know what? Know what just confused me? They counted Ross Chastain at the race ending. Listen. I have an explanation. This is why I hate it. NASCAR should have more officiated rules. They clarified Ross Chastain as a second place finish because they didn't know whether or not to DQ him or not and put him in the back of put him as the last lap on lap car. So he was counted as second, and then I seen that's what happened. Then yeah, Todd got P4. He got bumped up 1 position. Harrison got bumped up 1 position. So yeah, sorry, excuse me there. NASCAR should have never counted Ross Chastain as a second place finish on the TV. So that was very, very confusing for me. You have a good night, Brent. Do you think Matt DiBenedetto will replace Eric Almirola next season or will drive out? I think Almirola is not going to retire. Actually, no, I take it back. I think Almirola is going to retire. I think people are being way too off topic here. I don't know why people are saying, oh, Eric Almirola is not going to retire. I think he's going to retire. Just my opinion. Guy said he's going to retire for his family. He better hold true to that and retire for his family. They dropped him to 27th. Wow. Yeah, Ross Chastain got dropped all the way back there. Off topic, but my lower leg near my ankle hurts right now. Probably cramping of the way earlier I've been sitting. Ouch. Yeah, I've been sitting crisscross applesauce. I think that's the way you say it in this chair, and it's not too pleasant. Well, it's not that bad. If y'all not smack the shit out of that like button, feel free to do so. 1 like equals your preferred setup at Indianapolis. If you want the Indy Oval, hit the like button. If you want the Indy Road Course, hit the like button. That goes up towards your counting for that. Reddick first, Cindric second. Yeah, I know Cindric got second. I seen that. Burton third, Todd Gilliland fourth. Bubba Wallace fifth. Yes, meant to touch on Bubba Wallace's finish. Bubba Wallace has been doing so well lately. I know we already talked about this earlier. Bubba, all right, I'm not even a bandwagon here. I'm not even a Bubba fan. All right, I'm not even a fan of Bubba. I don't even like him that much, but I respect the guy a lot. Don't get me wrong. And the thing is with Bubba is that he's been on a roll lately. Whether you like it or not, I don't really care. Bubba has been doing so well lately. I don't know what got into the guy. I don't know what they've been putting in his race car. He got a top 5 finish, and he's doing so well lately. With his finishes and with his results, honestly, there should have been no penalty on Chastain. Let me explain. NASCAR has no clear rule book. Yes, and I agree on that. Fast lane to an extent. It leads to common sense. There was no clear rule stated that Ross Chastain broke a rule right away. And that's why NASCAR counted him as a second place finisher on the TV screen originally, because they couldn't come up within a lap and a half's time whether or not he did something illegal or was right and just. So honestly, that I agree with that. They should not have dropped him all the way back. That is on NASCAR, I think. Not specifically stating. There's no rule that specifically states or even goes near the nature of, it's generally, and I think it's common sense. NASCAR leaves it up to the drivers, obviously having somewhat common sense and not going on their little rainbow road path, taking that access road. But I think that Ross Chastain, there's no rule. He could fight that. Ross Chastain could really, really fight that. There is no rule clearly stating the fact that you cannot take the access road in a pre-avoidance of a wreck. The wreck was not happening. Now, if there was a wreck happening, then that would be different. I think that they would have hopefully let him slide a little bit. If not, I don't know. I really don't know. But make sure to go and smack that like button. All 14 of you, I would appreciate that. If you enjoy the After the Race podcast series that we're going to be doing, of course, the podcast series is going to be called the After the Race Live podcast series. Make sure to hit that like button if you agree and if you think that we should be doing these streams. We're going to have a special guest on here hopefully next week. I'm hoping I can get Eric Almiroli's butt on But on here, we'll be doing a live conference call, and we'll be talking about the next weekend's race at Michigan. Now, going back to New Hampshire, we all know what Austin Dillon said in his pre-race, his post-race interview. I don't talk to him, and we have a history. And he was referring all the way back to Michigan, I believe, when Brad, quote unquote, spun out Austin Dillon into the fence. Crappy. Looney did have did Bubba have the tape? I don't think Bubba had the tape. I think they would have found it by now. I think this would have been all over Twitter and all over NASCAR YouTube by now. I'm pretty sure I would have already found out. When's the next Heat 5 stream? We'll figure that out. Switching every lap at Indy from the oval to the road course is a W idea. That is going to be a shit show, though. That is going to be I hate to really say that. It's going to be a shit show. That's going to be a shit show. I'm sorry, AN. I'm sorry, Drix, Mix, the M&M's Mix fan. You've had some big brain ideas in the past, but that's going to be an absolute shit show. I don't care. Favorite diecast I have is probably going to be, hold on. We got to talk about diecast now. It's Michael McDowell's 124 scale at Daytona 500 win car. Probably my favorite diecast I have by far. Joey is carrying Fords in the standings, in my opinions. Ryan Blaney as well, but he's definitely carrying the Fords, I guess you could say, for he's carrying the Fords for wins, Joey Logano, for sure, I think. But consistency, that's Ryan Blaney. Really, I think it has been. I think Trackhouse will appeal the penalty. Yeah, I think they will too. I think they'll at least get Ross a decent finishing position, not all the way back where he, because there was no rule specifically stating that the access road is illegal to take. No rule. And Ross Chastain took it during test sessions as well. And the interviewer, I thought, was kind of being a little bit of a you-know-what to Ross Chastain. He was like, oh, well, did you think it was a smart idea to do that? Did your crew chief, and did you go over that with your crew chief before the race, saying that may be a good idea to avoid a wreck using that road? Well, guess what? Ross Chastain always takes care of his equipment. In his defense, Ross Chastain tends to take care of his equipment sometimes as aggressive as Chastain can be. All right, as aggressive as Chastain can be, he tends to take care of his equipment pretty well, and I think that's what he was trying to do there. He wasn't trying to fuck up his chances of a race because somebody wanted to send it 69 wide going into the first turn. I thought you would have said Matty D's autographed diecast. That's all an all-star race diecast. It's not that good. He wanted to get in with that diecast. So Bubba's good. He went from 25th to 20th without the tape. His GOAT. Yeah, honestly. Then he had the last laugh, LOL. Denny had the last laugh, LOL. Oh my gosh, he said that like 69 times. Yes, we know Denny had the last laugh, I guess. Chastain had the last laugh last weekend, but I guess Chastain had it this weekend. I guess Denny had it this weekend. Do you watch Windevo? I'm subscribed to Windevo, but I don't watch him that much at all. Ross Chastain takes care of his equipment just like he protects his watermelon. Oh my god. How dare you say that? We all know Chastain smacks the living shit out of the watermelon. We know that. It's not even a factor. We just know that. We know that he abuses watermelons for a living, Ross Chastain. I know, but I would have thought you favorite sign. Yeah, I like Matty D's diecast, but Michael McDowell is like my favorite Cup Series driver. And to have a race win car by Matty, not by Matty D, excuse me. To have a race win car by Michael McDowell, I think that's pretty special. Want to play Fall Guys? Maybe later. I think this is going to be the only stream tonight. I think we're going to be done after this stream. That's why I want to try to take this out to at least like an hour and a half. Maybe we'll stay on here too. It just all depends. That's not true with Hamlin. Hamlin didn't do so hot today either. I don't even know where he finished, but I knew it was outside of the top 10, I think, right? But I guess Ross Chastain's kind of laughing about that. Do you like watermelon, Looney? Of course I love watermelon. Who doesn't love watermelon? I guess some people don't like watermelon. I shouldn't have really said that, but hey, man, who doesn't like damn watermelon? Make sure you'll smack that like button on the stream. I would appreciate it. Again, if you enjoy the After the Race podcast series with Looney69, this is the first of many videos to come till the end of the season, and we'll probably be doing one during the season. So it all depends. How about Busher today? Buescher had a blow up on pit road, and then I believe he was able to finish within the top 10 from what I heard. So that was a good day for Chris Buescher. Even though all the issues he had down pit road, he couldn't even see at one point due to the mass amount of smoke and steam coming from that car. He was able to rebound a little bit. I know this isn't football, but he was able to rebound and was able to come home with a solid finish today. So props to RFK. Now we talk about the other RFK driver, Brad Keselowski, obviously having a hard time today. Brad definitely did not have the best day of his racing career for sure. I'm pretty sure, but it wasn't too bad for Brad, but it could have been better. I honestly think watermelon is the worst thing ever. Oh, maybe. It just depends what kind of watermelon you have. It really does. It depends if it's a bad watermelon, if it's a good watermelon. I'm sure Ross Chastain's watermelons are good. I want Burton. I want Burton and Todd to do well. I want them to drop. I want them to drop to the Xfinity Series so they can get ready, so they can be the best in the NASCAR Cup Series. See, that's what a smart driver wants them to do. They don't want them to be rushed up to the Cup Series. Ideas of NASCAR Indy race. They should do the first lap on the oval and then go on to the roval and do it on repeat 100 times. But that's going to be difficult, and I heard someone mention that earlier. I think that was Rick Smix's Mix fan. I heard someone say that earlier. But the problem with that is it's going to be so hard to keep track of cars and why that car's racing that and what car is supposed to be on each end. And it's going to be a pain in the butt to try to get back on the actual oval when people are racing. It's just difficult. I wondered how that's really interesting. I just wonder how pit road would have worked, honestly, at that point. Yeah, bacon tastes good. Speaking of bacon, Eric Almirola, with the worst finish in the field today, comes home last. You heard me. Last place for Eric Almirola. Really, really unfortunate. Do separate races? Yeah, I think they should. I think, again, they should alternate between the road course and the oval configuration. I really think they should. I don't know why they don't, honestly. It would really probably be a smart idea, but unfortunately NASCAR is not all that smart sometimes. So that happens. What are we going to do about it, They just really need, I think, to get their penalties together and be a little bit more strict on who deserves a penalty and who doesn't. I mean, that's really just coming from me, honestly, as a fan. I would like to see them come up with a little bit more strict of a configuration with that. Do you want to be a NASCAR driver, Looney? Not really, no. I want to be a commercial airline pilot when I grow up. So that's gonna be an interesting one. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and end it off here, guys. That's about it. We covered about everything. We covered our race winner, Tyler Reddick. We covered Ross Chastain's penalty. We covered all the spins that happened. We've covered a little bit of Kyle Busch's contract update and what he stated. We stated Front Row's greatness today. We stated Bubba Wallace's greatness. We explained all the top finishers, etc. and all that good stuff. The amount of spins was ridiculous. And if we should go back to the normal Indy or keep the roval. And, of course, Joey Logano's move there at the end of the race. So this is going to be it for the first Looney 6-9 live podcast series. We're going to read off some of the final comments here. And we're going to go ahead and head out for the night. Thank you guys for 2,362 subscribers. If you're not already, make sure to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I would highly appreciate that. Very, very blessed for what I have. And make sure to go ahead and hit that like button. I would highly appreciate that as well. If you're not, read off some of the final comments here before we go and end off the stream. Get rid of Texas and put the Indy 400 in the month of the IndyCar race. Interesting. Race on the Indy roll, but I change it to look like the state of Alabama. Okay, it looks like a you-know-what with a missing you-know-what right now. Get rid of Texas, put the Indy 400 in the month of the IndyCar race. Will you do another live stream tonight? Probably not. Maybe I will. It's probably, if I do another live stream, it's probably going to be like another hour from now. And a lot of people are wanting Heat 5. So we may do a Heat 5 stream after this. Stay tuned. Be ready. And I'll catch y'all maybe in an hour for NASCAR Heat 5. I'm Looney69, guys. I'm signing out. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And I will catch you later on for a NASCAR Grade 5 stream. We're going to do Heat 5 stream later. That sounds fun. That sounds fun to do a Heat 5 stream. Get ready, guys. Get ready. Catch y'all then. Thank you guys so much for tuning into the Looney 69 podcast. Catch y'all on the next one. Bye, guys.